This episode of Coffee and Tequila is being sponsored by Helix Sleep. Blessed day, the Lord has sent us good weather.
Blessed be the Fruit Loops. That's what I've been reading in all
Blessed be the Fruit Loops.
That's what I've been reading in all the
That
message
sounds like a
boards.
gay slur.
They say, blessed be the Fruit Loops.
We are here to cover The Handmaid's Tale, episode 5, episode 4, or season 5, episode 4. This one was called Dear Offred. My name is Zach.
And I'm Jennifer.
I have not even been on Facebook today. I could not go on it. Because I wasn't going to be able to watch it until like an hour ago. So I just watched it. I'm fresh off of it. But I knew, like I logged into Facebook just with instinct this morning. And I immediately saw like a screenshot. I'm like, nope, done.
What was it?
I don't even know because I clicked off of it so fast. I just like they are freaking on it. These people will stay up till like 3 a.m. to watch the first episode, and more power to you. Also, do it.
Well, a lot of stuff I was reading was really negative. People were saying they thought it was boring. They were disappointed.
Oh, really? They thought this one was boring?
Yes, a lot of people said that, but I actually thought it was so far one of the better ones of the season because it wasn't action packed.
Yeah.
But it gave us a lot of good little bits of information, maybe of things to come.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know. I've just been like, it was also, I have to admit, when I turned it on, I was a little bit like, I don't know if I'm ready for this stress right now. I've been having to cover so much content for just all of the various things that we're doing, and it's just like so much. There's just so much content out there these days that it's like really hard to keep up, and I want to watch everything because it seems like every time I turn, everybody's talking about something new, and I'm like, how are you all watching like everything?
right.
Have you watched the Dahmer show? Everybody's talking about the Dahmer show right now.
I watched it Sunday. And finished it last night. Have you watched it?
I know, and I don't know if I can. I know.
I'm going to tell you, I watched tons of things about serial killers. I love
serial killers. Okay.
Shows about serial killers. I like reading about it, educating myself about it. But I'm going to tell you, this one was probably the hardest watch.
Was it
for
hard?
me.
So I am very familiar with this case already. I have because I have that morbid curiosity. I have seen crime scene photos. I have seen all of that. I have seen the courtroom footage of the victims' families, like screaming.
Yeah,
and yelling.
me too.
That was a really hard case anyway, and then also being like part of this LGBT community, that's something that kind of hits closer to home because it was like, within my own community, and the way it was kind of handled because these were like young gay men of color, like that was already like they those victims were never paid the attention or given the care that they could have had to like make it out of situations like this, especially
100%.
I'm like definitely referencing the one who like got away and they thought it was just like a lover's spat.
Hand delivered him back. Yeah. The cops are like wrapping him up with a bow and say, "Here you go."
Yeah,
Jeffrey Dahmer,
it's just the case itself is really, really hard to kind of digest anyway. So me and Alastair like really want to check it out, but we're like, I don't know if I
it's hard.
Can. Yeah.
It was a hard watch, but I will say, hands down, phenomenal acting.
Oh, I'm
phenomenal.
Sure. Evan Peters is
so
wonderful.
Good.
You remember him from Mayor of Easttown, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Ryan Murphy made this show, Dahmer, and Ryan Murphy like casts Evan Peters in every little thing that he can. And so I grew up with Evan Peters in American Horror Story, and so I fell in love with him, like, with that. And then he was in Mayor of Easttown, and it was so good. I think he won an award for that, actually. And now he's doing this one, and it's like he's going to be like a tour de force. He's really like getting up there with these roles.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. I loved the show. It was just a really hard watch for me. It was just so. For me, it was just gut wrenching. It was just so sad on so many levels.
Well, and it's wild because Niecy Nash is also a really great actress as well.
And she did fantastic.
Did she? That's like, these are like the reasons I really want to watch this stuff is because I know like I am somebody who loves to watch performances, I love watching these things.
Right.
It's just, the true crime of it all is kind of what's stopping me right now. But like her character, she was a real person who was like, all of his neighbors were telling the police, hey, we like smell something and it smells like a freaking dead body. Is nobody going to go over there and take the door down? It's just crazy.
Insane.
And it went on way too long. It could have been stopped much, much earlier, but you watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
How many episodes is it? You said you watched it on a Sunday.
Yeah, I
You
watched the
just spent
last
the
one last
whole day.
night. Well, the thing is, Saturday we were playing cornhole from morning till night. So I was
Oh
just completely exhausted. And Sunday, I didn't do anything, but we sat here and watched that all day long.
my God, I
Yeah.
that's that I, that's I don't even know if I could watch it all in one day because of how hard it must have been to digest. So
It was hard.
you just, I guess, self hatred for you. You just hate yourself. Is that what it is?
It was just so I didn't want to turn it off.
Yeah.
I can't describe it. I don't know. I don't know.
Mm.
But now I can't get it out of my head. So today I specifically did not listen to anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Today I focused on Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse. Oh, that's
Yeah.
something we should cover one day.
Today I'm listening to all things Amy Winehouse. So
I guess we should get to the point of this episode, The Handmaid's Tale. Yes.
yeah.
That is something that is also super hard to digest. I'm really glad we're getting it week by week because this episode, I think, was really intense. You said people were calling it boring.
Yeah, people were saying that it was boring. It was boring. They expected more. I tried to take some screenshots.
I think maybe this series has, in a way, shot itself in the foot by being so high stakes intensity at certain moments, but people have to remember that this is how every season is you have your quieter episodes, you have your setup episodes,
Right.
and then you have your like big blowout episodes, right? Like we get the preview for the next one, and they got fucking explosions.
Gosh.
So hopefully the people will be like happy with like all of the Mission Impossible shit we'll probably get for the next episode.
I know, because the negatives were it was boring, and then I'm here reading this, and I've seen this lots of times. People are over June's facial expressions.
I have seen that. The facial expressions.
I'm a little bothered by that.
There was a whole article talking about the close-up shots. And
I know.
let me tell y'all gonna be singing its praises at the very end of the series when they collect all of the close-up shots of the whole series and put them in a fucking montage together, because that's coming. That is coming. There's a purpose to these, and it's a really smart, cute, wonderful editorial choice that they're going to use all of that in the final season. I guarantee it. I feel it in my bones. This episode was called Dear Offred. It was directed by Dana Gonzalez, and I note that because I thought it was such a tonal shift from the other ones this season, and I was like, has he ever directed another episode in this? And he directed the one right before this. The one right before this and this one feel like two different directors. They feel so different from each other that this one felt like, I don't know, there was something about this one. It felt more cinematic, and even the coloring felt darker and like harsher, and everybody looked harsher under the light, you know?
I always think they look harsh.
Oh.
I just think it looks like that all the time.
She says they look old. She said
it just looks dark and depressing all the time. Oh, but you know what else people are always talking about is how bad June always looks. People are like, I'm tired of her wearing red. Well, now today she was wearing brown. Well, I don't know what they want her to look like. Do they want her to go put some makeup on, fix her hair?
She doesn't need to put makeup on. Like, this is the realism of it all, is that why would she put makeup on? And you know she's having that decision within herself. Elizabeth Moss is deciding Offred, or I should not call her Offred. We got the return of the Offred name today, so I have to like take it out of my head. June would not be wearing makeup. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. The overall episode I thought was pretty intense in and of itself. I thought, but I have to say, I had so many moments where I was just so happy with everybody during this episode. I know,
me too.
Which is such a weird like contrast to like the subject matter, right?
Yeah, but I just think there was some turning points. Yeah, maybe.
And like some of the characters made me really happy in how they were talking to June and stuff. So let's kind of get into it. We open with June, just see, this is why she don't take care of this damn baby, is because she tries to take care of this baby. She tries to take the baby to the park, give it like a nice day at the Ballinger City Park, and and some woman comes up and harasses her.
Calls her a whore.
Slut. And June, they do make a big point in the next scene when they're in therapy, and she's like, I got violent. I'm really like, you shoved a lady. Like, I think that's okay.
I know, but they were real concerned. She's like, but I don't know what happened to her. I don't like. I was thinking, did I miss something?
I'm like, did you murder another one? Is she in the water? Should we go looking for her?
But
Because you can't be
honestly,
killing
I don't
everybody,
know
Jude.
many people that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's how my mind works.
You
But I don't
touch
know
my
many people
kid.
that would have done the different.
You
I
touch my
know.
dog. You touch my dog, and I'm gonna get a little slappy with you.
I know.
Okay.
I have been known in the past to maybe be
At the
ugly.
McDonald's.
I remember
You
the
leave
McDonald's.
my kid alone. And then we had to all scurry out. Had to leave real fast. I just remember that very specifically because the lady had like 50 ear piercings on her
Oh, I
ear.
don't
I don't know, just
remember.
like little details that I remember from
I
that.
don't remember. I just remember she made me very angry.
Mm.
It was over Bailey. It was
Yeah.
over Bailey.
The tower he jumped out. What is your cup today? Sweater weather. Oh, so cute. It's sweater weather, girl.
It is.
I'm gonna get a Diet Coke cozy. Put a Diet Coke cozy on. Yeah, this freaking woman, like, let me tell you, you touch my kid, you touch my dog, whatever. Like, she was completely justified here, and I was worried going into the next scene where she's like, I'm scaring myself. I got violent. I'm like, let's not do this. Please stop doing this. And painting her as like having these reactions that don't make any sense because they make complete sense.
Right.
These
But maybe
reactions make
she's
so
just
much
trying
sense.
to make sense of it in her head.
Yeah. Well, I
And-
think they're making a point to this too later on in
Right.
the episode, right? Because she is like starting to scare herself a little bit. We get Serena and Tuella again. Freaking like I'm ready for somebody to take Tuello out because he's just making me angry. He's supposed
know,
to
he
be
gets
he's
on my
supposed to be
nerves.
June's advocate. He's supposed to be a victim's
Right.
advocate, and he seems like a
But
little too
he's
sympathetic.
always with Serena. Always. And he's like
She's never gonna kiss your cheek again. Never.
maybe your expectations are too high, June. You
So
want her to pay for her
so bad.
crimes.
So dumb. But like, so the point is, like, Serena Joy is now out of I guess Canadian custody. They keep saying
Yes.
America, and they're bringing
Right.
America back into this, and I'm getting really confused.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I'm confused about all of it too. But she was, I guess, released from American custody.
Was it
Now.
American custody or was it Canadian custody? Because I'm guessing America is between Canada,
Canada?
Canada
Okay.
and Gilead or something.
So then why do they release her to American custody then? Why don't they just stays in Canada?
Well, I think America
'Cause they don't want her.
offered her like some sort of citizenship or something like that, so that she could have gone back into it, and she rejected that so that she can be a mouthpiece outside in Canada. I guess like
Right.
it's freaking weird, man. That like they basically have an embassy set up now. Gilead does in Canada. It's like a safe space for Serena Joy, which rings super true as well. Like this happens is we, you know, all of these countries have all these real shitty things going on, ours included, have all these shitty things going on, and we're all setting up embassies in each other's countries, and, you know, we can't do anything about it because then you're going to start World War III, you know? Like,
Right.
so they're having to have these sort of, like, political relations with each other, and it's so infuriating because Serena Joy is basically given the safe space.
Yeah.
Like, the hypocrisy of Serena Joy drives me insane. It drives
Yeah.
me crazy.
I know. I feel like that when I look at her.
Well, yeah, me too. When she's like, I'm like, why aren't you wearing the cerulean wife outfit? Where's your outfit? Because you're wearing pants. This bitch shows up in a pantsuit in this episode.
She is free.
She is free. Don't you
She
want to
is
be in
free.
Gilead? Don't you want to be a Gileadian?
She is free to wear pants. She'll be jeans next week.
It's freaking crazy. It makes me so mad. She is so fake. She is so fake. It's all of these ideals that she like keeps preaching and telling everybody, oh, well, it's a better way of life, but she's not following the rules.
Well, it cracks me up how we sit here and talk about her like she's a real person.
I wanna
and
punch
it's
her in the
really
face.
a fictional character.
No, she makes me angry like she's a real damn person. Like somebody in town I'm talking about on the Facebook group. That
We
bitch
don't do
Serena Joy. But so later on, June, Luke, and Moira are in the kitchen, and Tuello comes over, and this is again like infuriates me because it seems like he has one foot on both sides, which I know
Right.
is not the case, right?
We don't
I
know that though.
I feel like he's having to be diplomatic. He does have to be diplomatic. He has a little bit too much sympathy for Serena Joy. but I feel like he is giving June like very sensible answers. That's the thing, right? It's like you and I are like, oh, shoot her. Shoot Serena Joy, right? Just do it. But like in the real world, you do have to have the people who are diplomatic and like keeping
Right.
the peace, you know? Because when he tells her, that's not, what does he say? That's not how things are done.
Right.
Or
basically, you can't just take the law into your own hands. That's just not how this. That's not how this is going to work.
and he's right. That's not how the world works. You can't do that.
Well, he is right, but he was not right when he says to her, well, maybe your expectations were just a little bit too high. Something along the lines of that. Well, I thought that was really shitty because she absolutely has the right to have high expectations after being raped and, you know, delivering a baby by herself. I mean, just everything she went through.
Yeah.
Tuello. Maybe
we're on
to
June's
raise your
side.
expectations.
Exactly. We're on June's. Tuella needs to slip the little poison plants June is growing into Serena Joy's drink. Watch that happen. I would love it. I'd post this clip everywhere. But he is like right on his end, so I understand that. The understanding is there, but I am still on June's side. Like, shoot up everybody, okay? Do it. Because she also Luke kicks him out. June calls him a fucking disappointment. Like, you get your fuck it. I was like, yes, June. Yes. I you know, people are not happy with June these days, but I think she's so strong and she's showing so much strength, and it really like fires me up, and I'm like there with her.
Right.
I'm on the picketing line with her.
Yep, I'm Team June all the way.
I don't know. It's just like this whole episode, this scene was like a little chaotic in and of itself, even though it was so quiet, because like they start putting horror movie music into it. Did you notice that? Where it was like this like ambient horror movie like music, and it was weird and eerie.
Well, it was eerie. Even I don't want to go back and talk about it, but the scene of her at the park, swinging Nicole, was a little bit eerie at first. The sound of the swing, the creaking of the swing, and there was like it's nobody
very much
around.
Horror movie. Yeah, and it very much matches the end of the last episode, right? And I noticed that, like, again, back to the coloring of this episode, mixed in with that, this is the color grading of this episode is a lot more horror movie like, where usually the episodes are a little bit faded, right? Everything looks kind of faded, and the darks aren't as dark; they're kind of like gray. But the darks were really dark in this episode, like all the black lines, all the shadows, like everything was very much like a horror movie.
You notice all the things I don't really notice.
Love it. I love a horror movie.
But I also watch it and while I'm getting ready, and I listen to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just so everybody knows, Handmaid's Tale, my mom thinks Handmaid's Tale is a podcast.
I listen to it when I'm driving the car.
She only knows the crank radio from her day. You know, you listen to your programs. That night, June goes and digs up the gun, and I was like, oh, we're going somewhere with that. But I only expected it to be that scene. I did not expect her to drive to Serena Joy's office that night, and I was like,
and stood down there and just stared at her.
Yeah, and you've been pointing out all season, Serena Joy looking down at June, and we keep having these shots.
Right,
this is now, like,
we keep going back and forth.
Time.
Yeah, back and forth.
And this time, Serena Joy is staring down at June, and her face is not triumphant. It is scared shitless. Serena Joy is terrified. How she interacts with others, she is very much, like, she likes to use the word posturing. She is posturing because she is scared. And she cannot show it, you know. But I was like, oh my gosh, June, if you're gonna do it, just do it and drive away. Go fast.
But you know, she's got protection now, so.
Well, then don't stand next to the windows, should you?
When you're taking your picture, I don't even know what that was. We'll get to that. I don't.
Yeah, it seems like June though. It's like, I don't know. Because now, like, this episode, the couple times that she does see Serena Joy, she kind of freezes up and, like, I like, can't react almost. Like, her body won't let her react to it. So I'm like...
Well, yeah. I think she just wants to do it, but then at the same time, I think she does have that voice in her head that stops her and tells her, you have a lot to lose. You really do. So stop it.
I don't know what the voice is in her head. It's a deeper voice now. You notice her voice is just
It was today too.
just Luke,
There was a
Luke.
particular, what was that scene? I was
It
going
was
to
her
tell
and
you.
Luke in the car.
Yes. And she
Raining.
was,
And her, she's
yes.
like, Luke, that's a gun. I can't promise you I won't shoot Serena Joy. I'm like, damn, where are we going with this? And then when she was handling the gun in the fucking car right before she like sees Serena Joy, I'm like, it's gonna go off. It's gonna shoot one of the supporters. It's gonna shoot somebody. It's gonna like blow the car up. June, do you know how to handle a gun? Quick break in our discussion to talk about Helix Sleep, the sponsor for today's episode. Helix Sleep, the company. We love working with this company. We have been working with this company for over 2 years now. And the mattresses from this company, truly the product. We have a queen-size Midnight Lux mattress and a king-size Midnight Lux mattress. And they are the most comfortable mattresses I have ever slept on. I have long had real serious problems with insomnia, staying up all night, just laying down, not being able to go to sleep. My mind just won't turn off. And this mattress really does, while it doesn't take it away completely, just insomnia is a thing on its own. I do lay on this mattress and it is much easier for me to get to sleep. And the past 2 years have been much easier for me to get to sleep because of these mattresses. Helix is a premium mattress and a box company that makes beds to fit your unique sleep style. Helix knows that everybody is different and everybody has their own unique needs. And so they've made a sleep quiz that'll match you with your perfect mattress based on your needs. I am an all-over sleeper. Alastair is more of a side sleeper. He likes a firm mattress. I like, more medium. We took the quiz together and we got the Midnight mattress. One of the best parts about Helix is that they deliver the mattress right to your door for free. It comes rolled up in a box and is super easy to set up yourself. And if it makes you nervous to buy something online that you haven't tried, Helix has a 100-night sleep trial, so you get more than 3 months to make sure that you absolutely love it. And if you don't, they'll pick it up for you and you'll get a full refund. If you or somebody you know is in the market for a new mattress and you think that Helix sounds right for you, you can go to helixsleep.com/tequila where you can get up to $200 off of your mattress. And we don't have Alastair here for this part. 2 free pillows. This is one of my favorite scenes in this episode because she goes back home and Luke is up waiting for her. And they have a whole conversation in the kitchen. I'm glad Luke had some wine out too. He needed it. He needed a good glass of wine waiting for his wife. But he delivers. Like, I was worried that it was going to be what we've been getting all season, what we get last season is like, June, snap out of it. But he showed so much understanding here and so much capability to be a rock for June and a pillar of strength for June that I freaking love him. I love him so much. And I'm scared they're doing this because they're going to kill him.
Oh, stop. I just think he's really, I think he's been I've been a fan of him the whole time. And I think that he's been trying the whole time she's been back. But I think now he kind of sees kind of sees some of it. And he's just kind of like, she's right. I've got to back her up. Yeah. She's not crazy.
And in a different sort of way, too, right? Like, he is, like, kind of, because I get maybe when she shows up covered in blood and, like, in a dizzy state and running around and not washing it off, maybe people are like, June, what the hell are you doing? But, like, he really does show her a lot of understanding here. Right. He's not shutting her down. He doesn't, like, she's, like, having a little freak out. She's like, what is wrong with me? I wanted to do something really bad. Like, I drove to her office. And she's being really honest with him and not keeping anything from him. And this is not something we've seen from them two in a really long time without like them having to pull it out of each other. And she's finally just being honest with him and he's not shutting her down. He's like, you know what? You have been fighting this for so long. Let me try and I will try to do it in a different way and see what I can do. Right. And in that way, he's like, I'm not telling you you're wrong. I'm just saying, let's find a different strategy. Let me help you, June.
Right. Let me help you.
I love that. It like melted my whole heart.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Wow.
It was a lot for me. I was like, it was truly a lot.
Were you crying?
I wasn't crying, but it's just those moments that I've been talking about in our past couple episodes where like somebody delivers her a little bit of validation, right? Like we need validation and somebody needs to tell her, no, you're not crazy. Right. You're feeling these intense emotions. And maybe you're not going about things like in the 100% correct way, but we can do something about this. Because now he has a fire under his ass as well, right? Because Serena Joy is parading his daughter on TV. Right. You know? And so he wants to try to like shut the building down, get her like removed from the country, however he can do it, you know? So I just love him. We go check back in with Lydia and Janine. Oh, another one of my really like favorite scenes in this episode. It was so good.
Yeah, it was good. I was glad Janine finally kind of was able to just kind of put it in Aunt Lydia's face and let her know, you know what? This is shit.
Yeah.
You're shit.
Janine
I still have one eye. Do you want the other one?
Janine gives 0 Fs anymore. Like she does not care.
She's got one eye. She can barely walk now.
I know. She's like, look at what you guys are doing to me. You want me to deliver a baby? You want me to have a baby?
Oh God!
I am not doing. But like I love the. And I'm not won over on Lydia yet. I'm not won over yet. But I love seeing the kind of like turning of the wheels in her head that she's like realizing things little by little. And she is, she lets Janine talk to her that way. And I was nervous for a second that Lydia was going to snap or something, but she lets her kind of get her frustrations out while she's trying to like make her case for like, God brought you here for a reason, blah, 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 blah. And I feel like this is turning into, well, the reason is that Lydia needs to help Janine get the girls out,
Right.
Maybe she's not there yet, but it seems like she's getting there for me.
I'm hoping that's the direction that we're going to. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm hoping.
I hope so. But Janine is, Lydia has that moment where she kind of snaps on Esther again and says something negative about Esther. And Janine's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Really? This is a 14-year-old who has been abused by her husband. She's like being forced into this life, and you have abused her too.
Right.
Like, what do you expect to happen with all of us when we're being treated this way? And that really gets Lydia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Lydia kind of gets it from her, but then also gets from Commander Lawrence.
Yeah.
Some tidbits of information. I don't know if he's trying to like light a fire under her just by things that he says, because okay, so if you go back when they were at the Putnams and Commander Putnam asked told Lydia to leave Esther in there with him, you could tell she didn't really want to.
Yeah.
She had a look on her face, so she knows that there's some hinky stuff going on with the commanders. Right. She knows this, but Commander Lawrence just kind of put it all out there today and was like,
Commander Lawrence is freaking wild to me because he is basically Switzerland, right? He's like neutral. He is neutral, but at the same time, he's not neutral because he has chosen a side. He has chosen his side, and he is like holding up this establishment. He has no intention to try to escape and go live any other life. He is an accomplice to all of this.
Right.
But he is the one that is going to deliver all of the truth to everybody. That's his role in this. And he does deliver the truth. He tells Lydia, because Lydia wants, I thought it was so great that Lydia, it's still really messed up. Like, maybe they shouldn't be bred like cattle, but Lydia's still like, well, maybe we should have the girls living at the Red Center and the commanders can come up. Because honestly, why do the girls need to be in those houses being abused like that? And Commander Lawrence is like, no. These men, that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. What does he call them? He calls them pious men.
Right. He said they're all pious men and they just want to breathe the air when they walk by.
They want to be creeps and they want to be, they created this whole system so that they could be creeps and they could be rapists and all of that freely and legally. And, this sounds disgusting, especially coming from a commander himself, but it is just the truth. He is just speaking the truth. Like, this is the system that we're in, Lydia. And you're not going to change that.
I don't really understand him, though, and why he is there and how he came to be a commander. Because when June was there at the house, he didn't want ceremony with June. He helped June, orchestrate a whole escape and get a bunch of kids out and a bunch of people out. And so I don't really understand his role, really.
I don't either. And I think we're getting there. I think there's a lot of misdirect with Lawrence. I think sometimes, especially when June was living in the house, he was clearly helping where he could because of some sort of conscience. There had to have been some sort of conscience there. But I think the wife was more the conscience and he was doing it more for his wife. Because I really don't think he cares either way. I think he is set up in a pretty decent position. He gets to sit surrounded by his books and just kind of live his life and chill out. But like, so we're seeing this sort of parallel with Lydia and Serena Joy this same season, the same sort of parallel that they both have been wanting to make change within the system of Gilead, whether for the better or for their own sort of power gain. And they're both realizing that they can't do that. That Gilead is not going to shift or bend for them, and so maybe they have to take things into their own hands and do something else outside of Gilead. Because I do think that's where we're headed with Lydia. You know,
Yeah.
especially after this one. We'll have to see the next one.
Did you listen to the Testaments?
No, I haven't. Yeah. What is?
Well, I'm not gonna talk about it. I don't really want to talk about it, and I'm not done.
Just
with
give
it,
a little
so.
tidbits, a couple tidbits. What is Lydia? What's going on with Lydia in there?
I mean, I'm not that far, but I'm farther than we are right now.
Okay.
And Lydia's still there, and they're still handmaids, but we have Pearl girls.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. I don't know. I just have to keep listening, and I'll fill you in and clue you in, because everyone's talking about it. I wonder if there's going to be a series of the Testaments when this is over. I don't know.
Hope so. I want them to continue with something else. Maybe like take a year off, give us all like a year of pause, and then come back with something, because it is a very relevant show, especially with the themes that we're seeing in our real world today.
Right.
But so Lawrence he also has a phone call with Serena Joy.
Oh,
and
yeah.
This is where Serena Joy uses the posturing. Posturing. June is posturing. I'm not scared of June. When in reality, she's terrified of June. And Lawrence knows that. And he's like, they don't even say her name. They're like,
he's like, that bad kid.
She misbehaves. You better watch your ass, Serena Joy.
Yeah.
I always forget she's pregnant too. Every time she pops up on the screen, I'm like, oh, just like pop the baby out real quick. Go ahead and do it.
And she's big pregnant. But see, I think that's going to come with maybe something to do with the baby being born and where she's staying at. So, yeah.
It's weird. It's wild. Oh, that could, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Yep. So where they have the call, and then, so this again infuriates me, because like, why is Serena Joy poking June so much? Leave her ass alone. She sends it's an announcement. It is. Do you remember when we watched that Anne Frank thing when we were in Germany? It was that 2-part like Anne Frank like TV movie. And and you like showed it to me. That was the very first time I ever heard of Anne Frank. Do you remember in the scene where the Nazis are flying planes over and they drop all of the papers all over Amsterdam that say Amsterdam surrendered? Now that is what this is. This is Nazi shit. This is like them sending a little announcement saying our intention fully is to like expand Gilead. This is this is where we're going with this. And not only that, this envelope that this announcement is in says fucking Offred.
Offred. Yep.
I wanted to flip the table.
Yep. She addressed it to Offred. And so she knows what she's doing. It's a chess. They're playing chess.
But why?
She knows
Leave
what she's doing
alone.
Because she doesn't even call her Offred anymore. She calls her June. She's not Offred anymore.
She has not been Offred in like 2 cycles.
I know. And so, and so she calls her June. And so she was just trying to poke the bear a little bit by doing that.
It's so wild. It's just like Serena Joy, just like go away.
Well,
Leave
I think her doing
alone.
that awakened something else also in Luke and Moira. So.
Oh yes, yes. I think those wheels were already in motion, but it definitely like is spurring because they're seeing Serena Joy do this,
right?
You know, and whereas June has been telling them this is happening, now they're seeing it more and more and more. The daughter being dangled, this little letter addressed to Offred, you know, it is like pushing a trauma victim with their own trauma, right? Like who does that?
Serena Joy.
Who does that? Yeah, exactly. Because it's not even part of their Gilead though. This is not a Gilead thing. This is a Serena Joy thing. Because like you said, June has not been named Offred in a long time. That is a very specific attack, a specific form of harassment that Serena Joy is doing. And June has a little bit of a freak out. She like goes and puts herself in the corner and is like, because this is what I noticed June is doing this episode, is putting herself in the corner to try to like calm down. And other people are coming in and being like, you're you're valid here. And like Moira comes in and she has that whole talk with Moira and she's like, we're going to do something. You need to like let Luke in a little bit and like let some people in because this is not okay. And this is just a whole episode of why we hate Serena Joy.
Yep. I just want to poke her in the eye. Poke her in the eye.
Take her eye out. Take another finger off. You know, all of the things they do there. You take her tongue too. He shows up with the, like, clearly there to do it his way, right? He's like, hey, I have all these codes and we could have this building shut down. These are your options here. You do that, my wife is going to kill you. Luke is very much like, dude, I don't know if you realize, but my wife is a gangbanger now, okay?
Yeah, like she drives around with a gun.
Exactly. She has a gang of women who have guns and trunks of cars, and she buries guns out in the yard. It's very mob style, okay?
Yeah.
I don't think you want to be fucking with my wife. I will let her kill you.
Yeah.
And then he says, and he really tries, and I just like felt for him so much, and he's like, or you can help us get my daughter back. And Serena, oh my God, her fucking smirk.
Agnes is happy.
Her
Agnes
smirk
is with fit and loving parents.
Puts her hand on her belly and she's like,
yeah, he says, Hannah, help us get Hannah back. And she comes back at him. Agnes is with fit and loving parents. And why didn't you do anything to help her before? You spent all of these years.
Yeah.
So I think she just kind of sucker punched him with that one because he was trying. He was trying to do stuff from the other side, and he was I don't know.
Trying to do things in a morally sound way, right? Like he's trying to continue to be morally sound. He's trying not to kill anybody, but she's just like not stopping. And this is what really gets me is I know people like the action and people like, you know, Serena Joy throwing June on the ground or June throwing Serena on the ground and them yelling at each other in their faces. And like, those are powerful acting performances, but this is the subtlety of acting as well.
Right.
Like, this is really good stuff. And it's stuff that when you feel such strong emotion, you know they're doing their jobs right. Because I had to pause it and I had to be like, I don't know if I can like take this sort of evil. This is evil. And like this stuff really like sits deep within me and it makes it really hard to watch. Like I'm having a really hard time watching Serena Joy this season. Because other seasons we at least get those little glimpses that kind of take us out of how evil she is and like shows us that she has a little bit of humanity. We're not seeing that this season. And it's really hard for me to watch Serena Joy.
Well, I think she also feels a little bit, she's got to try to have some power and be powerful because she's basically alone.
She is alone. And that's something we haven't really talked about. She is out on her own, like on this island, and with all guns from all sides pointed at her, you know. So like that motivation there, I totally understand, but it's just fucking hard to watch, you know. It's like real. Oh, it's challenging. This is a challenging show. It challenges my mental health.
Maybe you shouldn't watch it.
Maybe I shouldn't watch this. I shouldn't watch Dahmer. Maybe I just need to like turn on some Emily in Paris needs to come back is what I need.
Yeah, Gilmore Girls.
I did rewatch Emily in Paris not too long ago. Gilmore Girls, but I've been thinking of Emily.
I didn't even think about that. I was just thinking it's light.
No, you're just poking me. You're poking me like Serena Joy pokes June.
I was just thinking.
You're gonna call me Alastair next.
Lighthearted.
And Luke finally, like, I loved this. He finally says, you know, my wife might kill you, but I might kill you too. So like, watch your freaking back. Throws the paper.
It's like, I'm either going to shut the building down or my wife's going to kill you. And I'm going to let her.
I'm going to let her. Maybe I'll kill you myself.
And she's like, you're here because of bad plumbing?
Yes. And she even brings up Nick. Like, why, Serena?
No, I know. She's like, it's okay. Nick was supporting June.
Evil, because there's no
June
reason
while
she needs
you
to
weren't
do
around.
That. Exactly. There's no reason that like she may have beliefs and all of that, but when you have to dig in deep at somebody, that just shows your true colors and how cold your heart is.
Too bad that Nick had to support your wife after we kidnapped her and forced her into slavery and rape and stole your daughter and where were you? It's your fault.
June does go back to this office too. I guess Serena Joy is having a photo shoot.
Yeah, what was that?
Made me look. I don't know because the faces she's making during these pictures are not going to come out nice because she's like,
well, I mean, she's just standing up against the wall. She's not even like doing
It's
an
like
angle.
a headshot or something. Yeah, she's looking rough, and she's like, we're going to use natural light. Let's go to the window. I'm like, go to the window. Do it.
He's like, you can't go to the window.
June shows up with the gun again. She's like, I think about it sometimes. I think about murder. She shows up and there's protesters and these protesters like real nasty. And do you see they're all wearing those colors too?
Yeah, awful.
They're a bunch of posers is what they are. None of them are wearing skirts. They're all wearing like hoodies and pants and stuff like that. It's like, let these people into Gilead. Just let them go.
Right. Yeah.
I still don't understand why they're not doing that.
Right. They want to be there so bad. Let them go. Mm-hmm.
Drop them off in no man's land.
Mm-hmm.
But one of these guys like punches Moira like super hard.
I
wanted Moira to get in on it. I wanted her to beat some ass.
She couldn't. She was on the ground. He punched the shit out of her.
And June's like, just like pulls the gun out and she's like pointing it at everybody. This is where I usually support June's decisions. I'm very pro June. I was not supporting this decision.
Right,
Do not waste your bullet on these people. You have one bullet basically, and that is for that woman up there.
Right.
Wait, because now you're waving a gun around and we all know you have a gun and somebody's gonna come to your house.
Right, and you're gonna get arrested and you didn't even get the job
Exactly.
done.
You're not anonymous. People know your face, okay? June's like a short little bob haircut walking around city. Everybody knows who you are, June.
Like that.
They're like, that lady, make this face. They hold her ID up and she's just like, yes, this is June Osborne. And she she fires into the damn air and I'm like, June, stop. And it stresses me out. Luke comes running up and like ushers her away and they take off running. I'm like, you have nowhere to run. Everybody's seen you. We know you.
Well, they leave. They got in the car. They left, but when they go to get in the car,
they because they're evacuating Serena Joy now too, from the building because they hear the gunshot.
From the gunshot.
And these four, Serena Joy, her bodyguard, Luke and June run into each other on the street corner. I could have died.
And it was
I almost fell. I don't know how people are calling this episode boring with a moment like that. I was like,
I know.
Stressing, gripping my own hands. I'm glad I don't have no nails because I scratched myself. I was like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen?
Serena
She's got
Joy
the gun in her pocket.
Terrified.
I saw June's hand go back like this, and I'm like, oh, she's gonna shoot her.
But I think that this scene right here really proved that she does have the ability to stop and take a different route because I really think she would have shot her. But I think she made the conscious decision she wasn't going to because of the baby. She looked down. She saw the pregnant belly. I personally don't think she's going to hurt Serena while she's pregnant. I don't think that she's going to. And I don't think she would do anything to harm a child. Well, and she knows that.
We said last episode also when she did like go up to Serena Joy's car, like she could have like smashed the window with a rock and like pulled her out by her hair. She's not trying to hurt Serena Joy. She's like, leave me and my family alone. Like, go slither off somewhere. Why can't you do that? Why do you have to send me like letters and poke me and come after me? Well, like and I think
it's getting to her real bad. I think that Serena's trying to bring Gilead there. Expand.
That's another. Okay, so this is like going back to that scene where she gets the like little notice and the announcement in the mail that we didn't even talk about. Yeah, she has a whole freak out because she's like telling them, this is what they're doing. Nobody's listening. This is what they're doing. And guess what they did before? This is what they did before, right? We all picketed. Because we remember those flashback scenes from those episodes, right? We remember them on the bridge, and then everybody starts like throwing like smoke bombs and like shooting people, and they're hiding in the restaurant while that brilliant song was playing. I don't remember what it was, but they were playing that song that like really. I think that was the episode that hooked me too. It was like episode 3 of the first season. We remember all of that. We remember them they're showing up at work and the boss has to fire everybody. They go to like charge a credit card. The credit cards aren't working anymore. Like, this is how things like that happen. Go back to Nazi Germany. That is how things like that were happening, right? You have somebody set up in an office spreading ideologies like this, and it spreads, and it spreads like wildfire. It spreads like a disease, and that's why history repeats itself, is because we allow things like that. And she is telling everybody, this is happening currently.
And like, no one's listening to her.
Maybe I just need to put a bullet in her head and it'll stop because,
right.
what's the necessary, like, A necessary evil, I guess, was what it would be. And it is getting really intense, and we are very much positioning this to happen. So I don't see... I don't even see it stopping by the end of the show. I feel like Gilead is going to spread.
It's not gonna stop by the end of the show. But the episode for next time was, or the teaser for the next episode, the trailer was kind of crazy. Because anyway, keep going.
Well, so June and Luke run off. She doesn't shoot Serena Joy, but Serena Joy, they like have a long moment staring at each other, you know?
Yep.
Serena Joy knows this could be the moment, but I think she knows that June is not going to shoot her. And I just wish Serena Joy would be like, recognize that June chose not to do that. June chose not to do anything to her, but like we won't see any of that. We won't see any sort of appreciation from Serena Joy or anything like that. This damn bitch.
Well, she's entitled, so
very much so. Lydia has a little bit more understanding with Janine. Janine keeps telling Lydia, "I can't freaking walk, Lydia." You think God? I don't think God did this to me. I think you guys did this to me.
Stop with the Bible verses. Stop telling me.
She's like, stop it. And Lydia like has this moment where she says, well, I need you to help me take care of these girls and like watch over them. This is, I'm telling you, baby steps, but I think we're getting there. I think we are starting to
just
get
like,
there.
Why would I do that? So
And we
that
see,
you can go punish them for anything that happens or anything they say or whatever. And Lydia's like, no, I'm trying to do this differently.
Yeah, I see the steady defiance in Janine too. That I really like that she's outwardly expressing that and like not even holding back anymore. I think she's at the point where she's like, nobody dies in this damn show, by the way.
Well, the thing is that I mean, I recognize her defiance, but you know, and so Lydia definitely has a different heart for Janine than she did June, because June was defiant and Lydia just.
Alastair. Oh, okay. I heard somebody walking around in there. What was that?
I'm leaving. I just came to change. Love you.
Okay, bye. He just came to change.
Tell your mom hi.
Alastair says hi.
Tell him I said hi.
She said under his eye. Yeah, but I love this that Janine like knows that she can. She just, it's not even that she knows she can get away with it now. She just doesn't care anymore. She's like, I've already almost died like 50 times. I've had my eye plucked out. I can't freaking walk. Like, if you want to just like zap me with your little sticky pole or like kill me, just do it because like this is where I'm headed anyway.
Yeah. Poison didn't even kill me.
And the writers of the show, it's not, she even says the line, she says, I don't think it's God that did this to me. And she knows it's the writers of the show.
Yeah.
They
She's like,
she's like, the writers of the show do this to me. I'll never. If you won't let me go, let me die, please. But I love that Janine like is now going to be like mother hen to all of this. She's going to be. I feel like she's going to rise up to like a sort of June level, and they're going to go into the resistance. I see it coming, man. I feel it in my bones. But then we go back to Luke and June, and they're sitting in the car, and it's raining, and this is just, the vibes of this whole scene.
it was a good scene.
It was real good. This was very much like, do you remember the movie Prisoners? It reminded me of Prisoners with Hugh Jackman, and it was like his kid like got kidnapped, and they
How does this remind you of that?
Because there's a lot of like scenes like this where they like talk about doing the bad thing and like hurting the bad guy, and there's rain and like just the vibe is the same.
I see what you mean. I thought,
Yeah, and this is like Loon took the gun from June.
Loon took the gun from June.
Loon took the June gun. I'm not even drinking alcohol. This is the Diet Coke. This is getting to me. Luke took the gun from June, and I was like, oh, just give her the damn gun. Let her keep it. I know you can't, but let her do it.
He's like,
I know, and they have this moment that like so shocked me. That he's
you
just
clean
like,
this yourself?
like, good job, June. Good job, June. She's like, yes, I did. I did, June. Or I did, Luke.
And I saw it on YouTube.
Oh, we didn't get the YouTube in Gilead. I've been watching all these YouTube videos.
I didn't kill her this time.
Yeah. And
but I
Luke,
might next time.
well, now they show a moment of understanding where they're kind of on the same page, and it's unspoken, but they're on the same page now. They sleep together again while the chain, like a cover of
Yes.
the chain, is playing.
Loved that.
Yeah, that
You
was
know what?
pretty cool.
Everyone was talking about that today.
Really? The cover of the
Yeah.
chain? Yeah.
Yep.
I love when they do that stuff. It's like what we were just talking about with that scene of them protesting and they like had a
Mhm.
cover of whatever song it was.
Mm-hmm.
They do that. Those are freaking cool. Like the music
Mhm.
in this is really cool. Do you remember when June was having to like sit in waiting with, it was the handmaid who shot herself, right? And like she just had to like sit there on her knees in the hospital room for the entire
Oh,
episode.
yeah.
And she kept,
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
it was some song. I always forget the damn songs,
I
but
don't
again,
remember the song.
it was real good. Like they
I
do
like
real good with the
cover
music in
songs.
this. Yeah. They sleep together all while we get this intercutting of Serena Joy being driven to this like safe house. And I thought this guard was like in on something for a second. I'm like, are we back in no man's land?
Right.
Where are we going here? I got a little tense for a second, and then we like get to the house.
Mrs.
Mrs.
Ryan
Land.
Wheeler.
Let me say,
Alanis. She's not
I
even
think-
Alanis Wheeler. She's
I don't
Mrs.
think Serena
Ryan.
Joy knows what she just got herself into because Miss
Well, the
Alanis,
lady's like touching her belly, and
Miss
Serena's just
Alanis
like,
is a little crazy. A little like
she's gonna take my baby.
yeah. I would be sure to say immediately, this is a boy. You don't want him. It's a boy. It's not a girl. But so this is kind of where we leave off. Oh no. So yeah, this is where we leave off for Serena Joy. She's now like in the safe home, but she like her face kind of twists. She's like, oh, I don't know. I want to be at this
Yeah.
house. Do we have a hotel room? Can we go to the Four Seasons? Maybe
And
even Motel 6.
her bodyguard guy just let her go in there. He just left her. Does he stay in the car? Does he
He
go
seems
home?
he seems weird. Like he's like a secret agent or something.
Ezra.
He's not some sort of he's not Gilead.
He's Ezra.
But we end on some like one of the best shots in the show for me. I think it was so cool and it has so much meaning. Where we get this like slow moving dolly shot that moves in on June. It's moving in on her face, guys. Her face as she's got this bonfire going in front of her.
You're seeing her pores. Sorry for y'all.
I know everybody hates it, okay, but she's not wearing Kylie Cosmetics. Sorry. Apologize.
She have a lip kit.
She don't have the lip kit on, okay? Maybe she will at the last episode when she gets Hannah. So the shot goes in on her. She's got this bonfire going, and she holds the note that Serena had sent her. We've got the note represents two things: the expansion of Gilead, and the promise that this is going to that Gilead will be just worldwide, right? And then any sort of, and I guess I have already like figured that she's cut ties from her past already, but like this is a more symbolic way of her doing that because she's burning that name.
Right. She's no longer Offred.
Because she's already burned her submission. She's never really submissive. But I think maybe at times we've seen that her past has held her back, and I think we're going to see her start to move away from it. So people rejoice, right? Everybody's wanted her to get over it, and I think she knows she needs to in order to make some sort of change, whether it's a violent change or whether it's it's going to be a violent change. But this is where we're going, and we end on that shot, and I thought that was just like chef's kiss. It was so
I liked
perfect.
it.
Overall, my favorite sort of piece of this episode that I pull from it is that we're setting Luke and June up as this anti-hero couple now.
Right.
Who have had all of their conventional morality stripped from them and worn away from them, not by their own choice, but so many things are happening to them and they're getting hit so many times that you can't expect them to turn into anything but anti-heroes. And
Right.
I love it.
I love it too.
Love it.
And I love that he's going to go with her. They're going to try to go do this together because that is what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know. It looked like a movie in the trailer for the next one.
He is going with her.
He said they opened the trailer for
They're
the next one. He's
leaving
like,
Nicole with
you ready to go?
Moira.
Moira don't want that baby.
Laura, you got Nicole duty for a little bit. We'll be back.
I wish
Going to
Rita and
Gilead.
Moira would just get together and be a couple. That'd be nice. They could just
Yeah.
adopt Nicole and be together. They don't have to go into battle or nothing. Because Luke is like, let's go, June. And June's like, let's go. And then the explosions, guns, and
It looks good though. I'm excited. The only bad thing is it's so hard to wait 7 days. Like I feel like this 7 days to this one was a really long time.
It felt like it. It really did.
Yeah.
It really did. And I feel like the next one is going to be even longer. It's going to
Yeah.
feel terrible.
I'm gonna have to find something real to watch in between. Something good.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to need a drink for the next episode. I'm going to get my box of wine ready and watch it with like a little bit of alcohol in because it's going to be stressful. If Luca dies, we're going to riot. I'm going to go on the Facebook groups and gather a troop.
I'm gonna boycott it.
Boycott, yeah. Say boycott Handmaid's Tale Facebook group. And then I've noticed another thing I've kind of pulled from it is we're getting a lot of earth shots this season of like the ground and dirt, and I feel like that's some foreshadowing. I think a big player is going to go into the ground this season. So I don't know, man. What are your ending thoughts? Your maybe prediction for the next one? I don't even know if I can predict anything. I'm like at a loss these days.
Well, somewhere toward the end of the episode. Well, I don't know. Maybe not based on everything I saw, but I mean, I don't really have a prediction. I know June and Nick are going to go in.
It's not Nick.
Oh,
Stop doing that, okay? Stop it. She's a Nick and June supporter, okay? We don't do that here.
June and Luke, but
we'll just combine their names. We'll just start calling them Lick. We'll do Lick, and then that'll be easier for you, okay? And we'll just know who you're talking about.
I don't know why I had to keep doing that. But anyway, we know they're going to go in. Oh, him and maybe Luke and Nick are going to fight.
I wish. I feel like it's going to be more like passive-aggressive shit.
But anyway.
What happened to the lady that lived with Luke for a little bit? Did we just discard her? Where's she at?
I saw somebody on the message board one day say, what happened to this girl? And put a picture of her.
We just forgot about her.
We don't know. Where'd she go?
Luke kicked her out. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
But my takeaway of this one, I really loved it. Favorite scene was when Luke went to see Serena. As heartbreaking as it was, I loved when he said, it's either going to be this or my wife's going to kill you and I'm going to let her.
That was powerful.
So, I liked that.
It was very powerful. I think when we give Luke these moments as well, because they come so few and far between, I feel like the power is even almost stronger than when we see it with June sometimes.
Right.
You know? And I don't know, it makes a lot of sense. And just because he's quiet, just because he's sweet, just because he's like a little bit more off to the side doesn't mean he won't pop a cap in her ass either. You know? Serena Joy, watch out.
Well, he's just his crazy's not just all out there.
She went through hell for a lot of years. Okay, she's.
Why no, she did. I'm not saying that was bad. I mean, it's not bad. I'm all about her.
But we just have a lot of very clear like couple bonding in this episode.
Yeah,
and they are now.
I loved.
They are 100% on the same episode on the same page now. Like they even felt each other's bullet wounds. They're like, we are connected.
I know, but it's about time. It's about time that she's got full support from the people around her. Let's do this.
And we cut the tie. We cut her tie from.
Let's do this. Come on, Nana. Let's do this.
We cut the tie from June and Nick, and I think we're strengthening the bond between June and Luke for a reason. And I think this is I don't think we have a love triangle anymore. I think we're pretty young.
I don't think we do either. I think this is the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I like it like this. This is what I want to happen. Here we go.
Let's do it. What would be the so you said your favorite scene. What would be the message you take away from this episode? Or the strongest message, or the strongest sort of, I don't know, something you really take from it.
Unity.
Togetherness. Partners in murder. Bonnie and Clyde.
Yes.
Let's kill Serena Joy.
Yes, but they're not. I don't even know. I don't really even want them to kill her, honestly. I just want them to.
I want them to take her baby, honestly.
I want them to make her squirm. I want her to hurt. I want her to feel pain. Yeah. I don't mean physical pain. I just mean I want her to be uncomfortable and feel pain. Like June felt.
I want her in jail, and I want somebody.
I mean,
want
they
her
already
baby
took one of her babies.
I
She
want
never even
her-
talks about Nicole anymore.
She don't give. Oh, she don't. She's not even in that fight anymore. She's like, no, who? That baby that belongs to that crazy lady. I don't want that baby. No,
The baby that I went to Canada to go visit when y'all first took her. I don't even remember that baby anymore. I got this
my
baby
gosh,
right here
she's like-
now.
Yeah, I want them to take her baby, and I want her to spend the rest of her life behind bars,
That would
regretting
be
all of
great.
her decisions because
In a
she
real
doesn't have
prison.
a baby. Yes, in a real prison with crazy ladies who will beat her up every day.
And want to be her girlfriend.
She's gonna miss June so much. She's gonna miss her.
I know. She's gonna go to prison and get a girlfriend.
She's gonna be a commander's wife again in prison. Oh, what did you guys think of the episode? Let us know, and let us know your predictions, the messaging you took from the episode, and everything, and let us know what you think about. I don't know. I guess we'll see you next time.
See ya.